I've been taking this week and just looking at some of my favorite verses that over the years have been verses that help me to draw near to God. They help me build my faith. They help me remember what God is up to, even when I can't see it. And today I want to give you one that's one of my absolute favorite, and something that I strive to be. I'm not there yet, but I'm sure trying. And it's from the book of Daniel, Daniel chapter 3. If you know the story of Daniel, the people of Israel are being held captive. There's a king who desires to be worshipped, and he even builds this huge gold statue of himself. And at different times during the day, everybody in his nation has to stop and bow and worship this statue to him. And so it's happening around the country, and at one point he gets word that these three captives, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, are not bowing down when it's time to bow down to this idol. And so he brings them to his throne room, and he has this conversation with them. And he says, look guys, y'all have been great so far. You've served me well, but I hear that you're not bowing to my big giant statue when the trumpet blows. Is that right? And the guys say, yeah, that's correct. We're not going to worship false idols. We worship Yahweh, the one true God. And the king says, well then, if the next time that trumpet blows and you don't bow, we're going to have to kill you. We're going to have to throw you in a fiery furnace. And their response is, well, if you throw us in a fiery furnace, this is Daniel 3:17 and 18. If you throw us in the fiery furnace, the God we serve is able to deliver us from it. The God we serve is able to serve or to save us from it. And then verse 18 is my favorite. But if not, we want you to know, King, that we will not bow to your idols, and we will remain true to Yahweh. But if not. These guys knew, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, they knew that God was able, powerful enough to deliver them, to save them from whatever this king could throw at them, but that he might not. And that didn't affect the way they lived. It didn't affect the way that their faith was expressed during a time of difficulty. I think sometimes in our modern world, we get so obsessed with comfort, or we get so obsessed with, if I do this, then this has to happen, that we forget sometimes this but if not faith. And we see that a lot in Scripture. A lot of men and women in the Scripture who were heroes of faith had this same kind of idea that God is able to save me, but he might not. But I'm still going to serve him anyway. We live in a world that says, well, I am serving him, so what's my reward? If I do this, then God has to do that, right? If I'm faithful, there's no way God would allow me to be thrown into a fiery furnace, right? That's not the way it works. That's not the way faith works. And what I'm striving to be is a man like these three men who are fully aware of God's capabilities. God can deliver me from any crisis, any stress, any issue, any difficulty in life, but he might not deliver me from that. He might let me walk into a fiery furnace. He might let me be thrown in there. He might let me face difficulties and pain and sorrow. But even if he doesn't deliver me from those things, I know he's with me in those things. And I know that ultimately, if I remain true to him, then he is faithful always. And so this but if not faith that's displayed is it's a powerful thing to understand, and it's a powerful thing to strive for. And what I find most encouraging about this whole story is these guys say, look, he can save us, but if he doesn't, we're still going to remain true. We're still going to be faithful. We're still going to live a life of faith and integrity. And they get thrown in. And then the king at one point looks down and says, there's 4 people in there. I thought we only threw 3 people in there. And the 4th one is described as like the Son of Man. And a lot of Bible scholars believe that Jesus himself showed up in the middle of the fiery furnace and was with those 3 guys, protected them, and nothing happened to them because our God is able to save them. Even though they were thrown in, God saved them. So today, whatever you're facing, your God is able to help you. Your God is able to deliver you. Your God is able to rescue you, but he might not. You might have to go through some stuff, but he will be right there with you. So stay true, keep your faith, and see what happens. Bye.